Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and bonjour, hola, and anything else you want to add in there, because we know I like to be bilingual sometimes. I'm testing out a new mic this week for when I'm not at home recording. I can just take this one mic with me rather than my whole kit. So let's hope that this is going to go well and I don't have to re-record. And I'm sure I'll let you know, because I always moan about technology, don't I? Anybody that doesn't know me, you may find that one out. I am not a tech genius. But yeah, I have yet again more apologies to make. I feel like I just apologise in every episode now. So here we go. I planned, hyphenate that word, planned, to add extra episodes that Wednesday just passed, I think. No, I can't remember. We've had a whole house who have been man down, including me. I include me in the man down, even though I'm a she-man, female, whatever you want to call it. We have all been absolutely horrendously ill to the point where none of us worked, and my youngest had to come home from college early on his first week. Now, dearie me, what a nightmare it's been. So, 2 boys had stomach bugs, and they're still getting over it, to be fair. I had what I initially thought was the most horrendous migraine. Thought my head was going to explode. I couldn't keep my eyes opened. I was throwing up, the full shebang. And it turns out I still have my ear infection. Go me. And my mum was laughing because my mum was a nurse, because it started off as an inner ear infection and then I got told it was now a middle ear infection. I don't care. I never want another ear infection again in my life, because I'd rather go 10 rounds with Tyson Fury than have that again. Oh, that was horrendous. So yes, we have all been in our sick beds. So I have done 0 work, 0 podcasts, 0 anything, to the point where even when the boys did manage to eat food, I was having to order food in because I couldn't even stand up to cook, which we all know at the minute, buying takeaways is like buying a house. It is an absolute bloody fortune. Have you tried to order? I mean, you probably couldn't. I was going to say I could buy a full shop for how much it costs for one takeaway, but even your shopping these days, I'm on one now and I'm on a rant. Even your shopping these days is absolutely ridiculous. You walk out with one bag of shopping and it's cost you £40. Come on now. Come on. Give us a break. See, whoever dictates the prices, and I'm not blaming supermarkets or anything like that, because obviously there's like people before them. So let's just blame the powers that be. We'll not name them, we'll not give them that credit. The powers that be that know how to tax everything. Let's blame them, because they are the root to all evil, in my opinion. But we'll not do the political thing today. This is Sunday, I'm recording, it's a holy day. I'm not holy, I'm not religious, I'm not anything. I do have my beliefs, but we'll not go. Oh, here we go. She's going down a rabbit hole. Right, we'll change the subject. Oh, I'm also PMT'd with menopause, which is double trouble. So let's hope this one goes well, eh? How are we all? I hope you are all doing well. I hope you are all surviving this process into winter. I've got a feeling we're going to avoid autumn and go straight into winter, at least in Glasgow. I'm so depressed that I can't get my washing out. Can't get washing out anymore. I've got 3 towels on the line that have been on the line for about a week because it just keeps raining and I don't like to go out in the rain. So when there's a night, when I'm outside next and I'm not going to get blown away like Dorothy, or I don't feel as if there's a monsoon, typhoon, what do you call it, coming from the skies. Then I'll bring the towels in and I'll wash them again. But that's not a job for today. Not today, thank you kindly, sir. Anybody listening to the last episode? For anybody that didn't, it was about teenage pregnancy. It wasn't about the birds and the bees and all that malarkey. It was about how to react. Always say that. Is that the best way to describe it? If your teenager comes in to say that either them or somebody they've had sex with is now pregnant, and just to try and stay calm, I suppose, because we don't want to push them away. Anybody that doesn't know, I did have a teenage pregnancy. I was 19, so I was still 19 when I had my first baby, but it was like a month before my 20th birthday, but I technically was still a teenager who fell pregnant. I did have a teenage pregnancy. And I know people a lot younger than me who had babies and they have went on to have a fantastic life and everything else, and this isn't me promoting teenage pregnancy in any way at all, but just to say it's not the end of the world, it's not the end of your dreams and your ambitions. Sorry, forgot to put the phone on silent as usual. Let's see, how do we do it? That's the one. See all these updates on phones as well, they stress me out because I just get used to one thing and then something else happens. So let me see, did you find it useful at all, or beneficial, how I spoke about it, or any of the information that I gave, any of the advice that I gave? Or did you think you didn't really understand, or would you like me to talk about it again? Because if you would, I'm happy to do so, and I probably will, because I've said this before, because there's always new listeners and they maybe don't want to go all the way back to the start of all the episodes, so there will be times where I will kind of rehash, reiterate, whatever, go back over some topics, especially important ones. They're all important, but some people might find some topics more important than others, so we will do that. But for today, we're going to go to the opposite end of the scale, and it's what some people will call later in life or later life babies. Some people call them menopausal babies. You can call it whatever. And do you know what I found out recently, because my niece just had a baby, that when I was younger, or when I was having my babies, a sort of geriatric mother is the term that they use within the NHS or whatever. It used to be sort of 35 to 40 was the criteria for you to be classed as a geriatric, in inverted commas, mother. And that means that you're a later in life mum, older mum or whatever else, and they would give you maybe extra support then, or they would advise you different things. But my niece is, oh wait a minute now, I need to work this one out because of what age I am. 20, no wait a minute, is she over 30? Wait, hold up, wait a minute, I can't remember. She's either her late 20s or her early 30s, I can't remember. But she was classed as a geriatric mum. I mean, don't get me wrong, she does have a lot of health problems, so that could partly be to do with it. I don't know, but listen, stop calling all these young ladies geriatrics. I'm 46, and see if somebody called me a geriatric, they'd be in an ambulance. I'm only joking. I'm a lover, not a fighter. So yeah, let's talk on that. Now, me and my friends joke all the time because, as I said earlier in the episode, I am menopausal. So I don't, and my two sons are grown now, so I have a 26-year-old and 18, almost 19-year-old. I don't really have any intentions of having another baby. I mean, I'm single, and when I say single, I mean single. I am the most single probably anybody's ever been in their life. It feels that way anyway. Although I did have a dream about Robbie Williams last night, I'll tell you that later. So yeah, I know a few people that have my age or that are in my age bracket that have fell pregnant kind of early to mid-40s, and I have been well warned by my son. Now bearing in mind I am very single, there is no shenanigans going on here, but I've been well warned by my oldest that I better not fall pregnant. He doesn't want a sibling that's nearly 30 years younger than him. One of my friends, she had a baby when her son was turning 22. There's like, I can't remember if she was born the day before his 22nd birthday or the day after, but there's like a day between their birthdays. Then my other friend, she had a baby when her oldest was 26. So my son has the fear of all fears. Not that he would ever, like, there's nothing he could do if it did happen, but he's warned me. Do not do it. Do not fall into their trap. So yeah, but some people do choose, or that's the way it happens because of maybe health conditions or just struggles in general to fall pregnant, and they do have babies later in life. Some people want to have a career first and make sure they're at the level they want to be within their career before they start trying for a baby. Some people want to wait until they're married and they maybe don't get married until later in life. Some people, it is just harder to fall pregnant. So as I said, or as I would say, when it comes to teenage pregnancies, do not judge, because you're not in that person's shoes. You are not that person. Do not judge. The same at the other end of the scale. Somebody who is late 30s, early 40s, late 40s, early 50s. Listen, that's their path, and let them. Every baby is a blessing, and allow them to love that baby. Allow them to enjoy their moment without saying, oh my God, at your age? Because we all know there's somebody out there saying that. What? Couldn't think of anything worse. Now, my biggest fear when I was pregnant, both times, because I was humongous, was twins. So every time I see anybody with twins, that's the first thought that goes through my head. Oh, couldn't think any worse. And it's not the fact of having the twins, it's the fact of, because obviously I've never experienced twins, but this is what goes on in my head. Do they both cry at the same time? Do they both want fed at the same time? Do they both want their nappies changed at the same time? Do they both want to sleep at the same time? Do they both want to batter me at the same time? Do they both want to bath at the same time? Do they just both want everything at the one time? And then could you imagine if it was triplets? Oh dear goodness me. So that's why I was scared. And bearing in mind I'm a single parent and have been a single parent, I'm not very good at choosing baby daddies. We'll not go there today. One is a write-off, and one needs to, I don't know, I'm not very good. Listen, I'm not very good at choosing men in general, hence why I'm 46-year-old, never been married, don't ever want to be married, but that's not the point. One person did ask me when I was 18, but we'll not class him in. But I'm not very good at choosing men. We'll just leave that one there for you to think about. I am rubbish. I mean, there's things in life. Listen, we've all got where things we're good at. We've all got where things we're not so good at. And my thing that I'm not so good at is picking men. I have a disastrous history with men. So hence why I have now chose to be single. To the point where, listen, we're getting off topic. Let's get back to it. Sorry, that's some people do think that I maybe have an ADHD brain. I think I just have too many tabs opened at the one time, and because I'm single and I don't have somebody to talk to in the house apart from the two boys, or I don't see my friends very often because I'm always busy with work or the boys, so you just have to listen to every tab that's opened. So yeah, the ladies and men who decide to have babies later in life, there's potentially a reason for it. So maybe they were saving up for IVF. Maybe it's just taking that bit longer for them to fall pregnant naturally. Maybe they have had babies in the past or pregnancies in the past and it's ended heartbreakingly, we'll put it that way. Maybe they've been dealing with their own health struggles. Maybe, like I said, careers. There is so many people that want to have a career before they have the family. They want to have the career, they want to have a nice house, they want to do everything. And this is what I've taught my boys. I will say that. I've taught my boys to go do everything that you want to do before you settle down and start having a family. Obviously, your plans don't always work out that way, hence I'm prime example for that. But try, live out all your dreams. And then, yeah, your family, your children can come along with your dreams with you. But obviously we know that once children start going to school and things, it's a bit harder to kind of just take them out of school and travel the world or whatever it is you want to do. You're stuck. And we all know prices of holidays hike up during school time, during summer holidays and things like that. So go do everything you want to do. And a lot of people do manage to do that. They manage to live out all their dreams. They manage to travel the world. They manage to go and see countries they want to see. They manage to get up the career ladder. And also bear in mind that it can be, depending on the job choice, your career choice, it can be harder for women to go up the career ladder than it is men. So it maybe take the women a bit longer. So let's just put that out there as well. Maybe they had to go to university to get the career that they wanted. And remember, some careers you can be at uni for like 7 years plus. Then you've got to, after you leave uni, you then have to find a job, then get to the point in the job that you want to be at. So let's just say, instead of saying let's judge young women, let's stop judging youngsters, let's stop judging the older ones, let's just stop judging everybody. If you are somebody that is struggling to fall pregnant or to carry to term, etc., I don't really want to say any triggering words for anybody, but if you are that person and you're finding it hard to get information or to get proper information, or you need somebody to offload to or whatever else, you are very welcome to message me and we can have a wee chat and see where you're at. Because everybody needs support and everybody needs somebody that's there to have their back and champion them and help them along the way as well. And not everybody's got family, not everybody's got friends. So if you do see somebody and they are struggling when it comes to either falling pregnant or baby loss, anything at all in life, please just kind of reach out to them and just say, I'm here if you need an ear or a shoulder or whatever. It's very hard for women as well when it comes to their career or their job, and then they need to go and tell their boss that they're pregnant and they'll be going on maternity leave at some point. So that's another thing. And I know in some countries you maybe don't get paid on maternity leave, or you don't get paid very much, or you don't get that long off. When I was pregnant, you only got 12 weeks. That was literally it. So if you went off work 4 weeks before you had your baby, you would only have 8 weeks with the baby afterwards. I was lucky enough in a job where I was sitting down, so I managed to work right up to the week before I had my son, my oldest son, which meant I still had 11 weeks afterwards. But you didn't get paid very much. You really didn't. And like I said, I was a single parent, still had all my bills to pay, then an extra mouth to feed and whatever else. But I remember when I first went in and told my boss that I was pregnant, Now, bearing in mind I was only 19. And I didn't probably get the best response from one boss. He basically said that he couldn't guarantee he could keep my job opened. Now, just in case any of you haven't noticed, I'm not somebody to just sit there and take that lightly. And I wasn't back then, and I come from a family of strong females who do not take any shenanigans from nobody. Not a single person. So I went and got my legal rights, because I like to go in with the knowledge before I go in and start shouting my mouth. Sometimes, not always, it depends how angry and how quick I get angry, but at that point I wanted to go in with the knowledge. So that wasn't the big boss, that was like the boss below him that said that to me. So then the big boss came in, and I decided to just start shouting in front of everybody. Not shouting, screaming, shouting, but just said, "Excuse me, can we have a wee word, please?" And he's like, "What is it?" He was a bit hard. He was lovely, but he could shout very loud. He was a bit scary. He was a big man. So anyway, I said, he told me that you're not keeping my job open for me, and I've went to find out my legal rights, and you can't sack me because I'm pregnant. And he's like, "What are you talking about? Don't you know you're pregnant?" I was like, "Right, okay, let's go back a page. I'm pregnant, and I want my job, and I come after I have the baby." And he's like, "That's fine." And I went, "Oh yeah, this has gone well." So I says, "Well, can I get any shift I want?" Because it was a place that was open 24 hours. And he went, "Aye, as long as I don't pay you maternity leave and you don't come back, I'll give you any shift." I went, "Well, I need to come back. I'm a single parent." So my mum was a nurse, and I was living with my mum at the time. So the plan was my mum was going to do day shift, because that was really the only shift, although sometimes she worked back shift, but that was fine. And I was going to do night shift. So it meant I could pick her up from work and blah, 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 still see my baby and whatever else during the day. And they done it for me. I'll give them their due. They done it for me, and they were amazing. It was just, but now I think the women get a year, and now men also get 2 weeks in the UK. But, paternity leave. Women get up to a year maternity leave. Which you didn't get, the men didn't get when I had my oldest. I think by the time I had my youngest, men got paternity leave, but they definitely didn't when I had my oldest. So that's good that everybody gets time to bond with their baby. When I say about women, because there's still some people, there's still a lot of people out there who want to have the 2.4 children and the happy marriage and the everything, which is absolutely amazing. Love that for you. It wasn't part of my narrative. It's just not happened that way for me. Like I say, never ever bothered about marriage. Marriage has never been a thing that I've really bothered about, but it would have been quite nice to have the father about, you know. But let's not go there. So some people will wait until they're married and they've got the house. And again, that's amazing, because then you're not like me scrambling about trying to find somewhere to live and blah, 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 and concentrating on a baby. So because I was younger and I was on my own and everything else, I ended up staying with my mum until my son was 3. Then we got our own house. We got our first flat, and then we moved into the one that we're in now a year after. So we've been here like 20 odd year, and now we're trying to move again, finally. But yeah, marriage doesn't always happen when you're younger. Sometimes marriage happens when you're later. And again, it could be because of your career. It could be that you've not had the best relationships, or you've not found, in inverted commas, the one that you want to settle down with and have a family. Because again, women and men might not talk about it as much, but women and men, we do sit and think about, could we see this person being the potential other parent to our child? Do they have the traits that you would like for your child, or do they have the morals that you want of somebody to be a parent to your child? Now, although I'm a single parent and the dads aren't about, they're both decent men in the sense that they don't do bad, they're not criminals, they're not, do you know what I mean? Like, they've both got really good sense of humour, both good looking guys, both work hard, both, like, they I can't say they're bad people, because they're not, they're just just one thing they weren't good at. So there can be many reasons why a woman becomes a single parent. I've got single parent in the brain, haven't I? A reason why a woman decides. Now, I know somebody, my mum, one of my mum's friends, from years ago, she really struggled, and I'm sure it was, I can't remember if it was 10 year or 12 year, she struggled to fall pregnant. And it wasn't that she couldn't get pregnant, she just was struggling to carry the baby to term. Now, I was only a child at the time, so I only remember bits and pieces. And then I think she did eventually. I don't really want to go too much into it because I don't want to get any of the information wrong, but they did really, really struggle. So it was like 10 years or 12 years. I remember my mum saying that lady tried and tried and tried, God love her. And that can be soul destroying. Somebody that is so desperate to start a family and they just constantly get either negative pregnancy tests or struggle to carry to full term. Listen, that can take a toll on, that would take a toll on anybody. It would affect your mental health. It can also affect relationships as well, because one or both of you are so focused on getting pregnant, you forget that to live in the moment at the same time. It's hard. I mean, I fell pregnant. My last pregnancy was, what age was I? I was 32ish, 33, something like that. And that was ectopic. So that didn't go to term, obviously, which that was so hard at the time to deal with mentally. I couldn't imagine going through that multiple times. And I said after that, I mean, I would have loved more children. I just always thought I would have a big family, because I am such a maternal person. I do have that motherly nature instilled in me. It's just part of my DNA. I just love being a mum. But after that, I said there was no way I would ever have another baby or try for another. Obviously, if it happened, it would have been amazing if it just happened. But I used I was using contraception at that time anyway, but I was always using contraception to try and avoid, because I could not go through that again. So anybody that is going through anything similar, my heart goes out to you. And again, my messages are opened, my emails are open for anybody that would like to talk through it. But be mindful as well, especially if you've got friends that are trying for a baby and you're maybe having more success than them. I'm not saying still show your success, still be proud, still be excited, still be everything, but also still be mindful of what they're going through, and maybe just remind them that you're still there for them, even though both your journeys are different. If you're later in life having a baby and you're like me, you've got older children, but you still have that urge that you want to have another baby, because maybe you were the same as me and you were very young when you started your family. One thing I would maybe suggest, because of the story I've already told you about my son, is maybe have a wee conversation with the children that are already here, because you don't want them to feel as if just because they're grown up they're not enough anymore, or you don't want them to feel as if they're going to be left with a baby to bring up, or a child, or a sibling to bring up if anything does unfortunately go wrong, because we do hear horror stories, and we know that something unfortunate can happen to any parent at any time, anybody, anytime. None of us know what tomorrow brings for us. So yeah, just wanted to touch on that, about not judging, because obviously we were talking about not judging younger, and just be mindful that there could be a reason why somebody's having a family, starting a family, or progressing their family later in life. you've also got people that just like to keep having babies. I mean, personally, I'm not a big fan of the pregnancy stage. But that's because the other things to do with myself mentally, which I'll talk about another day, but that's not for today. So I personally don't particularly like the pregnancy stage. I also have a condition that I get during pregnancy, which is very, very rare. When I had it with my oldest, there was only 3 other people. Was there 3 other people that in the world that were known to have it, or I was the 3rd one? I can't remember. It was something along the lines. So yes, I don't like the pregnancy stage, but once the baby's here, like, see the start of the pregnancy stage, the excitement, brilliant. See the getting fat, not being able to wear it, not being able to bend down, tie your laces. Not a fan at all. So yes, we all like different things. I've got a friend who would just keep having babies to be pregnant because she loves the pregnancy stage. She's not so good when the babies are here, but she only admits that herself. She's not that she's a bad mum. She's an amazing mum. She just doesn't particularly. Yeah, we'll not go there. I'm keeping my mouth shut. I don't want to get myself into trouble. So yeah, we all like different things in life. We all like different stages of things in life. So hey ho, that is life, isn't it? So I think in the next few weeks, what I might do is, if anybody wants to come on either as a teenage mum or teenage dad or a later in life parent, message me, because I think in a few episodes time maybe, or further down the line, maybe even, I don't know, I'm not sure, I don't want to put a date on it. We'll go over this again, but in a different way. We'll just say that. We'll go over both scenarios in different ways. I might even see if I can get my niece to come on and talk about being classed as a geriatric mum. See if she wants to come and talk about that. She might. She's like me. She's very chatty. She'll be good. But yeah, so as I said at the very beginning that I had, in inverted commas, planned. Did I even finish that conversation? Did I start the conversation? I don't even remember anymore. I had planned to put out 3 episodes, then everybody took no well. So that never happened. So now my plan is to get 3 episodes out before this coming Wednesday. This is Sunday, by the way. So there's going to be, this will drop tonight at some point, hopefully, if I don't need to re-record, depending on this mic. And then I'm working tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, if I can get another 2 recorded tomorrow and edited, then I will. If not, then it'll be 1 tomorrow, 1 on Tuesday, 1 on Wednesday. So 1 today, 1 Monday. So 1 today, which is Sunday, 1 tomorrow, Monday, 1 Tuesday, 1 on Wednesday, and back to normal. So I am going to stop telling you anything that I am planning to do with the podcast, because every time I say I'm planning this, I'm planning that, I'm planning something, I end up not well. I end up either sick, or somebody else is sick, or I'm busy with work, or I'm busy with my mum. Something happens and the plan never plans right. So I'm going to stop actually telling you my plans. I'm just not doing it. I'm not planning anything ever again in life, ever, because somebody's got something against me making plans, and I'm not here for it. So what has everybody got on over the next week? I don't even know. I've got work. My son's started college. So we're doing college around and work and everything. Did I tell you I got a new car? Did I tell you that one? I can't remember. Got a new car. So, I did. No, I think it was the social media pages I told. I think it was on social media I said it. I don't think I said it on here. So for anybody that doesn't know, I've got a vision board. I've been manifesting a new house for the past, we're now coming up in a year. I think it's like 10 months. We've not got the new house yet, but I'm a bit hopeful about one that I'm talking to an estate agent about just now. not an estate agent, a letting agent. But also on my list, my vision board and my manifestation list is a new car. Was a new car. I needed a bigger car. One, because my sons are both like 6 foot. I'm only 5'3". So we need the leg space. I only had a wee 4K, whatever you want to call it. But also I needed a bigger boot for my massage bed for when I'm out doing clients. Now, there's this thing about me manifesting cars. So the last time I manifested a car was 20 years ago. My oldest son had just turned 6, and I was sitting, I don't know if anybody remembers, sorry, I was interrupted, and I don't know what I was just saying. Right, let me think, what was I just talking about? Yeah, my car, right, so 20 years ago I last manifested a car. So for anybody in the UK, I'm presuming you get it worldwide or different countries. We used to get like the newspaper on the Sunday, and at the back of the newspaper it would tell you like things that were for sale, or just different items for sale. But you also had like adverts or a list of cars for sale at different car dealerships or whatever, or people selling things privately. So I seen this car and I was like, oh my god, I want a new car, blah, the usual with me, because I get bored with cars, and after a couple of years. So anyway, I didn't have any money to just go out and buy a car at that point. So I'm like, oh my god, I pure want a car. And we were laughing and joking about different scenarios, how I could get a car, like win the lottery and all these different things, right? My mum's like, oh, you're not going to get a car anytime soon. Excuse me? A drunk driver crashed into me that night and wrote my car off. Hello? Do you know that can be part of, like, that can be your manifestation coming true? It doesn't always happen in the way you think, or that in a positive way, we'll put it that way. So manifested a new car, got a new car, but also nearly died at the same time. Didn't nearly die, I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Could have wrapped me on a lamppost. So anyway, so that was that. So let's jump forward 20 years, and Aileen's like, I want a new car, I need a new car, I want a bigger car, I need a bigger car for work, blah 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 blah. Aileen, as normal, bumping her gums, but she also does want, but potentially needs a bigger house, because the house that we're in is far too small. There's no space, there's nothing going on here. We feel as if the house is like basically kicking us out. And my car kind of died. So it kept, the check engine light kept coming on. I felt like Penny for the Big Bang Theory. Check engine light. I just needed Sheldon to sit next to me and say to me, do you know your check engine light's on? That was the worst American accent ever. Sorry to all the Americans out there. So yeah, I was like Penny driving about with a check engine light on, but my car was losing power at the same time, and my son's a mechanic and he's like, I don't know what's the matter with it. I mean, he didn't really look, to be fair, because he hated that car. He was like, Mum, that's a hunk of junk, man. Can you go and get a new car? So then after it happened quite a few times, I was scared to drive it. My son was about to start college, which I need to drive him to, and I was like, right, I need to get a new car. So when he was in his induction for college, I was phoning about cars. I wasn't, because I'm self-employed, it's very hard to get finance of any kind. So I wasn't hopeful I was going to be able to get finance. But I did. Do you know, 3 people offered me finance? I felt like a millionaire. Even though I never had any money, but that's not the point. You know what I mean? You get the picture. So I was getting dead excited. So I got my new car 2 weeks ago, and I'm loving it. Nice big comfy car. The 2 boys are loving it. They actually maybe might come out and be seen in public with me again. So yeah, we've got the new car. We're messaging about a house. We'll see. I don't know. But yes, that's happened. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, my dream about Robbie Williams, right? So I need to talk quiet about this one, because my sons will be like, oh my God, Mum, you're a pure embarrassment telling people that story. You know how children are always embarrassed by you regardless. So when my oldest was maybe about a year or two, I can't remember, I think it might have been 2, right? So I went to a Robbie Williams concert when he was 2. So I can't remember if it was before that or after it, but it was round about the same time, I'm sure. I was obsessed with Robbie Williams, loved him, still love him. I just think he's an amazing showman. And he seems like a decent guy. I don't know, never met him before in my life. Did write a letter to him, never sent it because I was worried I was going to get arrested. I think I've told you that story. So anyway, when he was like a year or 2, I told Robbie Williams was on the telly. Now don't come for me, I'm not a stalker, please, just FYI, I'm over that phase, but I'm just putting this out so that you know the full context of the story, why we're all laughing about it. I told him that the man on the telly who was Robbie Williams was going to be his dad. Sorry, I know, bad parenting, but he was too wee, he didn't understand what I was saying anyway. I mean, he never had a dad in his life, he didn't know what dad was going to be. He didn't even know who Robbie Williams was, and he just didn't even know what I was saying, do you know what I mean? Because he wasn't even listening to me. Me and my cousin, I was sitting in my cousin's room when I said it, and we were pure laughing, killing myself laughing when I was saying it. She's like, you can't say that to me. I was like, well, I just did. Like, I can't take it back now. It was like verbal diarrhea. It was a bit like Tourette's. It just came out before I knew it. I'm sorry. You can't rewind and re-record these things in real time. Anyway, so then last night, I had a dream that I was on a date with Robbie Williams. And I told him the story about how when my son was a baby, well, a toddler, I told him he was going to be his dad. And we were just laughing about it. Anyway, I don't know if I got married to him or if the date continued or if we were on any more dates, because I woke up absolutely raging. So, Robbie, if you're listening, hit me up. I mean, I don't want to wreck a marriage or a family. I'm joking, but can we be pals? Because I think me and you and Ada would be really good pals, because we've all got a really good sense of humour. But going to ask Ada not to come for me, because I swear to God, I'm not trying to steal anybody's husband, okay? But yes, Robbie, if you would like to be friends, Ada, if you would like to be friends, write in. Be happy to be pals. I'm always looking for new pals. Everybody needs. You got a friend in me. That wasn't the song I was trying to sing, but I couldn't think of the tune for the song that I wanted to sing. It's Sunday, it's a day of rest. Why am I working? Because I've got about 25 years to make up for. Well, no, I mean like 4 episodes, but anyway, 3 episodes I think I've got to catch up on. But listen, Linda, I'm excited because this podcast has officially hit my first target. I'm not going to tell you my target just in case certain people are listening, but we've hit my first milestone, my first target that I was aiming for. So now I'm on to my next target, and I'll let you know when I hit that as well. But also, there's somebody in Cambodia listening, so if you're listening to this episode, hello, nice to meet you. And listen, you all know how shocked I get when there's like different places in the world that listen, and I'm just like, it's just me, it's just this wee Scottish woman talking a lot of nonsense, trying to give some advice, trying to help you, trying to make friends. I don't know, listen, I've jumped. You gotta roll with it, you gotta take your time, you gotta say what you say, don't let anybody get in your way. So yes, happy singing for the wee man that likes my singing. I hope you enjoyed that. Anyway, this is another short episode because we have about 5 million to do. What have we got coming up? I did have a list, but I don't have it with me. So I think one of the upcoming episodes is, wait till I find this list. One of the upcoming episodes is about protecting your peace. We all need to protect our peace from whether it be people, whether it be situations, cars with check engine lights on, work, There's many things. That's one of the upcoming episodes. I don't have my other list with me because this list I've just looked at is just about the one that we're doing now. And the other one, because I thought when I was in my bed and I thought I'll forget about that in the morning. There's much more to come. I'm starting a new course, a new training course this week as well. At some point, I think it's on Thursday it starts. Thursday's going to be a busy day. Oh, anybody that's not seen my social media posts, Thursdays and Fridays, for the meantime anyway, I am only offering video and phone call appointments because I'm so busy. I am literally working from my car half each of the days, so I can't guarantee physical appointments because of the way my diary is and the way family life is and the way a few other things are added into the mix. So anybody that would like to do any kind of counselling, coaching, whatever, if you feel as if you're not wanting face to face, or if you're somewhere else in the world that isn't where I am, which is the old Glasgow, however you want to say it, Thursday and Fridays we do still have appointments for video call or phone call. I can do video and phone call any day of the week, but I'm just saying that the 2 days are specifically only for. What else? Manual lymphatic drainage is now arrived. So if you have lymphedema or anything to do with swelling, anything like that, excess fluid, blah 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 blah, that may be something for you. If you just want something, a full all over body relaxation scan, why did I say scan? Massage. I'm losing the plot. Don't come for me. It's Sunday. Listen, it's a day of rest. Then yeah, that might be a nice one for you. The hot stone massage is quite nice as well for just relaxation. There's quite a few different things. Facials will be coming soon as well. Yes, we have lots on the horizon. If there's anything that you want me to add in that I've not added in, let me know. If anybody is based Glasgow, East Dunbartonshire, South North Lanarkshire or surrounding areas, if you have your own salon, clinic, whatever, and you would like somebody to come in to do a pop-up once a month, let me know. I offer, like I said, counselling, life coaching, business coaching, wellness coaching, hoppy ear candling, hot stone massage, cupping massage therapy, manual lymphatic drainage, and Indian head massage, and I'm always adding more to it, so there is more coming throughout the year, and into next year there's quite a lot coming actually. Yeah, if you want to advertise your business on here, or if you would like to sponsor the podcast, you can do that as well. We have packages to suit everybody and your budget. If you'd like to come on to talk about anything, or if you would like me to talk about anything for you, again, you can just write in. You can contact me through email, rebootyourthoughtspodcast@gmail.com, or you can get me on any of the socials. Which ones have we got? Facebook. I would say Facebook, Instagram and TikTok are the best ones to get me on, because X I don't really use that much, or Patreon. We also have Patreon. I always forget about that one because it's one of the ones that it's not spoken about an awful lot, so I always forget to upload onto it. But anybody that does subscribe on Patreon, or if you subscribe on any of the TikTok pages, you do automatically receive 20% off all your appointments, which is actually more than what you're paying per month. Yeah, one appointment discount would be greater value than what you're paying. You know what I mean? Did I tell you it was Sunday and it's a day of rest? I think somebody's saying, Aileen, get to your bed. I mean, it's only 7 o'clock at night, but I'm thinking maybe it's time for Aileen to check out. I think Aileen's check engine light's on. She needs a massage and a sleep. that could be taken the wrong way, couldn't it? Anyway, I am going to go because, like I said, I'm just trying to catch up on episodes that I've missed, and this one will be out tonight, Sunday the 31st. Let's finish the month with an episode that you weren't expecting, even though it's probably, you could actually say it's late, but it's early. Does that make sense? It's just my brain. I'll let you figure that one out for yourself. And if you can't figure it out, you can message me and I'll explain how my brain works and what I meant by that. Anywho, I am going to go. I'll edit this. Hopefully I don't need to re-record it and the mic has done what it's supposed to do. And I'll be back hopefully with an episode on Monday, an episode on Tuesday, and then the Wednesday episode as normal, and then we should be back to normal by then. Pray to the Lord that we will be back to normal by then, because I get stressed. See, if I miss an episode, I feel so guilty. I do feel really guilty about it, and I'm like, oh, and then I don't sleep properly because my mind, my mind works overtime. Listen, I'm going to rabbit on a lot of nonsense, so I'm going to leave you to not have to listen to my brain ticking over. But I will be back soon. I hope you enjoy this one. If, like I said, if anybody's got any questions or needs somebody to talk to, just send me a message and I'll be in touch. Other than that, I will speak to you all hopefully tomorrow. Speak soon. Take care. Bye bye now.